Hey guys, it's Cece, and things are looking a little different today. So, to catch you up on everything that's happening, I moved! I've been in Washington State for about a week, and I've been trying to get settled. Right now, my bookshelves are organized by whichever books I found in whichever box went on the bookshelf next. So, they're not organized in any way. This is just like every book I own behind me in the least organized way possible. That will change soon. I'm gonna be organizing them better, and I do have all three of my bookshelves here, so hopefully I'll be able to get back to having all three in the shot the way I used to. I'm very excited about it. Also, if you can hear raining in the background, I'm in Washington State, and as soon as I turned on the camera, it started raining. Yesterday was like one of the biggest thunderstorms that this area has had in a while. A lot of people were freaked out by it, and it's really weird because as someone who grew up in the Midwest, I was like, ah yes, a thunderstorm. It's still a little damp and rainy. And as to the fact that I am fresh-faced, I accidentally left every bit of makeup that I own in my previous apartment when I drove 12 hours to move here. My sister was very nice and she went and picked it up from the old place and she's mailing it to me, but right now I don't have any makeup, so this is what you're getting. Welcome to Washington State videos. But more to the point, today I am talking about the books that I finished in the month of August, and I finished not that many books. I read 3 total books in August, one of which I had almost completely finished by the time August started anyway, but it's fine. This is just gonna be a really quick wrap-up because I really enjoyed all 3 of these books. So, let's just jump into talking about the 3 books that I read in the month of August, starting with my least favorite and working up to my most favorite. Though honestly, I don't even know if that's a thing that's gonna work this time because I have one 4-star book. That's How to Be Remy Cameron by Julian Winters. It was still a 4-star read. I have a reread, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which is a 5-star book, but like, I've read this 7 times, so obviously. And I have a new 5-star book, This Is How You Lose the Time War. So, it's not really a least to most favorite so much as a, here are 3 books that I read. Let's actually start with the reread, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I started a project this summer to reread the Harry Potter series. This is going to be my 7th time rereading the series overall, and it's been taking me a little longer than I thought, but that's because I've been filming vlogs of my reread experience for every book in the series, so it's just been like a more lengthy process of rereading this time around. But I do have an entire reread vlog filmed for Goblet of Fire. It should be up in a few days. Right now, I am working on finishing up my Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban vlog. That will be up in the next couple of days. I just need to take a thumbnail, honestly. And if you haven't watched my Harry Potter reread vlogs, I'm really proud of them, but in particular, I'm super, super proud of my Prisoner of Azkaban vlog, so keep an eye out for that. It's one of my favorite things I've ever made. But I absolutely loved rereading Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, as I always do. I think it is a brilliant book. It's pretty high up in terms of my rankings of the Harry Potter series. Like, I like a lot of the different books. I like all of the books in the series, but Goblet of Fire is in the top half, I would say, of the books in the series for me. And you're in for a very long reread vlog because I had a lot of gushing and a lot of things to say. And I wound up giving this 5 out of 5 stars, the way I always do. Next, I wanted to mention How to Be Remy Cameron by Julian Winters. This is being released on September 10th, which means it should be out when you're watching this. Pretty sure I'm uploading this video on the 10th, so happy book birthday to How to Be Remy Cameron by Julian Winters. Let's see how easy it is to find Julian's first book. That wasn't that hard. So Julian's first book was Running with Lions, which I read earlier this year, and I liked it. I thought it was cute. It was sweet. How to Be Remy Cameron is his follow-up, his sophomore novel. It is about a boy named Remy Cameron, and he is assigned this essay. It's going to make up a huge percentage of his final grade, and the topic of the essay is to write about who he is as a person. And Remy has always felt like a lot of people put labels on him. He's gay, he's black, he's adopted, and those labels describe him, but he doesn't know how those fit into who he actually is as Remy Cameron. So this is a very self-exploratory, learning about Remy, how Remy feels about himself, and it's absolutely brilliant. I said I gave this 4 stars. That's like a high 4-star, like I considered giving it a 4.5 out of 5, but it wasn't quite there. But I thought it was such a marked improvement from Julian's writing and Running with Lions. Running with Lions is really sweet. This book is really fantastically well written. There were so many lines where I had to kind of stop and reread the line over and over again because I was taken aback by how beautifully this book is put together. I'm about to make a comparison right here. Don't think that I think every coming of age story is Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, but I do very much see this as sort of a spiritual successor to Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. One that covers a lot more topics than that book did. It is a coming-of-age story with a really wonderful male-male romance, and I just kept drawing those comparisons as I was reading it, because Simon Versus is a book I really love, and I just thought that this was a successor to that, but it is not a coming out book. Remy is out and has already been out to the school and his family for a while. And while I do still think that we need plenty of coming out stories, it is always nice to see high school stories where characters are already out. The family in this book is absolutely incredible. I fell so in love with them. And overall, it was a ton of fun reading this. I did a buddy read of this book with Kathy, whose YouTube channel I will link down in the description below. Kathy is one of the creators and hosts of the Queer Lit Readathon. I absolutely adore her, and we had a ton of fun reading this book together. So seriously, if you liked Julian's first book, definitely pick up this copy. If you like coming-of-age stories with queer teens, definitely give this a read. It is full of diversity, such easy diversity. It's full of lovable characters, and Remy is an absolutely fantastic protagonist. I really loved it, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Oh, and I picked this book up at Book Expo, and I do have it signed by Julian, and it is like one of the nicest signatures I've ever received in a book, because Julian is absolutely lovely. And the last book I wanted to talk about is This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El-Mohtar and Max Gladstone. This book was published in July of this year, and it is one of my new favorite books of all time. It is, like, unspeakably gorgeous. I've been hyping this book a lot in recent videos. I feel like I keep mentioning it because I read it in, like, 2 days. I just kept going back to it, and it completely captured my imagination. It completely captured every one of my emotions. This is a speculative, weird time travel story about 2 rival agents on opposite sides of a time war who start sending each other letters and slowly fall for one another. But it's also a female-female romance. So this is the weird, speculative female-female Romeo and Juliet of my dreams, and hopefully your dreams. This is a super poetic book. There were so many different lines that I kind of just wanted to take into my body and keep them there forever, which is perfect because that's kind of a theme of the book, as these 2 characters can never be caught sending letters to one another, so they find different ways of embedding the letters they write to one another in their skin, in their bodies, and it's just gorgeous. It's one of the most romantic books I've ever read in my entire life, while also being sarcastic and funny and heartbreaking. This also has really weird time travel. It's time travel that I've never read before. There's a lot of climbing up and down threads of time, changing the way certain events go, and then braiding that new version of reality into a sort of central timeline. It's not a very scientific method of time travel. It's more of a, like, poetic method of time travel, and that is something you can say about every single part of this book. It is a poetic version of insert anything here. This book knocked me on my ass in every possible way. I absolutely fucking loved it, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I highly encourage you to pick it up. It's one of my new favorites, like, ever, and I would like a billion more adult female speculative books that are on this level. Oh. That is it for my wrap-up. I did want to quickly say that my patrons chose How to Be Remy Cameron for me to read. So my patrons choose a book for me to read every single month. If you want to be a part of that, I encourage you to come and be a patron. The link is going to be in the description below. This is a really good time to become a patron because if you click over to my TBR, which will be up like an hour after this video, I'm gonna start doing something really fun monthly with the patron chosen books, in that I'm gonna start doing a reading group. So if you want more information, go watch my TBR. Remy Cameron is going to be like the last arc that my patrons choose for me, because from here on out, I want to be able to read books that all of you have access to as well. So I am incredibly grateful that I got to read How to Be Remy Cameron for arc August, but going forward, it's going to be published books. And if you want to be a part of that, my Patreon will be linked in the description below, and like I said, please go watch my TBR. It's gonna be exciting. Other than that, I am working on settling in. I think that this is going to be a perfect, wonderful place for me to live. I have absolutely loved my first week here, settling in, even though everything in my life is kind of a disaster right now. Like, I'm working on piecing it together, and I really feel like this is the place for me. I'm also gonna have a moving vlog up soon, so you get to see a little bit more of me and my roommate Brian driving the 12 hours with our 5 animals. So yeah, look forward to a lot of fun new stuff that I'm making. I can't wait to make new stuff here. Let me know what your favorite book was that you read in the month of August down in the comments below, and let me know if you have read any of these 3 books that I talked about. I know a bunch of you have probably already read Harry Potter, but if you happen to have read This Is How You Lose the Time War, How to Be Remy Cameron, please let me know. I would love to hear more about it. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!